Welcome back. Sitting in my garden today. Well, not my garden, this is my flower bed. Just weeding it a little bit. This is going to be the second part of the video that we talked about on how to become a Freemason, or why I became a Freemason. And ask one to know one, because you have to ask. Nobody's coming up to you to recruit you to become a Freemason. It has to be something that you choose on your own. I will not tell you any of the secrets. Anything that I can't tell you, I will not be telling you. And I took an oath on that, and as a man, I stand by that, and I will always do that. What we're going to be going over today is, if I had to answer this question wrong, I would not have become a part of my lodge. And I appreciate what my lodge did for me. They were up front with me, and we're gonna get into that today. Before we start, hey, you guys, if you could for me, hit that thumbing thingy up or down. I love all of the comments. I appreciate all of them, and those have been great. They've been picking up a little bit. It's the thumbs up that sends this out to people who may want to hear this, never heard of me, and it helps the channel a little bit. If not, that's fine too. If this isn't something that you're into at this time, I do a lot of other things. Check back later or click off, and there's no hard feelings. Let's get into it. When I went to pledge for my lodge, and I told you I had to sign the petition, it took a long time for me to become a Mason. First thing was, they came to my house, and they came to my house and visited myself, my wife, my kids, saw my surroundings, where I was, saw how I conducted myself as a man. And from there, it was determined that I was good to go to become a Mason once they took that information back to the rest of the fraternity. Interesting portion is, I am the first black male in this lodge, and I belong to the oldest working lodge in Ohio. Look it up, you'll see, but I am the first male, and this is how that came about. They asked me a question. There's two different factions, I guess you could say, of Masons. There are Prince Halls, which are considered black Masons, I guess. And there are F and AM, and I'm F and AM, and I think the Prince Hall lodges are like PF and AM. There used to be, and this is, you can find this out, the two factions used to be separated, and still are, depending on what states. It's not supposed to be, but it is. I can't lie to you, it is. And a lot of times, a black person will want to stay with a black lodge or belong to a black lodge because they may feel more comfortable, and they will go with a Prince Hall. They will seek out a Prince Hall lodge. A lot of white guys, now there are some white Prince Hall Masons, a lot of white guys will like to go to what would be considered white, which is F and AM lodge. I am F and AM, and when they came to visit me, they asked me, now they didn't tell me this at the time, but they said, hey, you're black, there's a thing called Prince Hall, and if you'd rather go to Prince Hall Lodge, which is a black lodge, and you'd feel more comfortable doing that, we can recommend you to do that. And I said, no, I don't care what lodge I am. I believe people are people, and that we're all made in God's image, and I don't have a preference. This is the lodge I petitioned to. I'd like to go through here. I know a few people in here now. This is where I want to be. What that did was, that told them that I didn't have any of the hang-ups that some people have with have to be part of this or have to be part of that. I have to be black, and it has to be all black, it has to be all white. That's where I differ from certain people, and that's okay. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. What I found out once they said that I was accepted and I started the process of becoming a Mason was that if I had a petition 5 years earlier, they would not have allowed me in that lodge. Just a few short years earlier, and I would not have been able to join that lodge just because of the politics around that was going on at that time. And all of this stuff is documented. I'm in the books. I was told this. I am the first Black Mason in the oldest working lodge in Ohio. Now, you cannot like it. It's not a secret, but it is what it is. I know I've said this a couple times, but it is what it is. So I actually made history being the first Black person in that lodge. And what that did, what I saw, is it opened up where other members now are of diverse backgrounds, diverse cultures, which is the way that it is supposed to be. And so with me sitting here and trying to say that everybody's racist and things like that, it wasn't that way. They made sure, though, that I went through the proper way so that no one could say that I was given anything. I haven't got anything. Nothing's been given to me. I earned this. I earned this the hard way. Trust me, I earned this the hard way. It's not as much as it used to be, but let's say down south. Let's say I went to Alabama, and I was a Prince Hall. There are some lodges that will still say you can't attend this lodge because you are Prince Hall. You can't do that with me. You guys know it, I know it, and I don't play it because it's happened and it's been tried. I've never had a problem here, but I have had a problem, well, slight problem, when I went down to South Carolina, when I went down to Arkansas. There were some challenges at certain lodges. But guess what? They had to let me in. I'm F&M. You had to let me in. And again, I'm not saying anything that's a secret. I'm not telling any secrets. This is all public knowledge. But I've now been on the threshold. I've now started my degree stuff. One important key thing that I want you guys, if anybody is thinking about going through this, is do not wear your ring until you are a Master Mason, until you've done everything that you need to do. Do not wear your ring. There are some places and people that it's kind of like, I forget that game that you used to play, Snatch Your Chain, or there was a couple games we played as a kid. But there are people that actually take this really seriously, and if you don't know your stuff and you're wearing that ring, or you say that you are, you know, one or the other, they'll take that from you. They take it very seriously. This is not a game, especially down south. This is not a game. Now, for the most part, when I'm getting vetted by somebody, like we walk up, just like in the military, I've heard military guys speak, and you can see when they're testing them on their knowledge, and whatever that may be, because I haven't been in the military. I don't play like I have been, because it's taken very seriously. That stolen valor is a serious thing, even for me. I don't like stolen valor, simply because most of my friends are military. Most of them have PTSD. My dad has PTSD, so I don't play around with stuff that I shouldn't be playing around with. And that goes with just about anything: gangs, fraternities, police, firemen. Everybody in their certain factions take this stuff very seriously. The other thing, like I told you guys in the first video, is all of your fraternal factions, your FOPs, and that's Fraternal Order of Police, Greeks, the Divine Nine, all of those, every fraternity is based off of Freemasonry. All of them. I don't care what they try to tell you. All of them are based off of Freemasonry. I don't know if you can see this, but Look, I got a big old cucumber. And these hide under the leaves. I'm about to water these, but these hide under the leaves. See? I got a few right there. Got that big old long boy right here. And I'm gonna be pickling all of these. These will make some very good pickles. See what we got. I've got my bell peppers. He's getting picked today. Then my tomatoes are coming in nicely. And while I talk to you guys, I'm just gonna splash a little water on these bad boys, and then I'll be picking these today. Some of them. I don't want to let them sit out too long. If you are thinking about becoming a Freemason, you might want to think, which faction do you want to join? It's all the same. Some of them, again, different lodges have different ways that they do things, but for the most part, 90% of it is the same. 90% of that process is the same. And then you have other factions. They have things for kids, like my daughters were Rainbow Girls. They also have Job's Daughters. For the women, they have Eastern Stars. Things like that. I'm just giving you the information that you've been asking about. But I was able to get my daughters into Rainbow Girls. And they loved Rainbow Girls. It was a chance for them to meet other kids from different parts of the city, to learn how to behave as young women. And they were under the guidance of some older women who had come through as well. Right now I forget what the boys are. But for me, I like it. This may not be your cup of tea. Like some people are Knights of Columbus. There's a fraternity called Knights of Columbus. Now that has nothing to do with Masonry. As we go on with this journey, I think it's important to know that a lot of what you see and things you hear, stuff about America and the founding fathers being Masons, is true. All of our history, as we know, it's not the greatest, but it's not bad either. Love it or hate it, it is what it is. With that, I'm going to continue watering this garden, and you see I've got to pull this grass and weed eat around here today. And there's just a little information to give you guys. Again, do with it what you want. I think the next time we'll get into I have seen where people were in other fraternities, could not tell the other fraternity that they were part of Freemasons, and they got kicked out of their fraternity. Some of those guys had been in the fraternity for their other fraternity factions for years. Like, I'm also a Moose member. Nobody cares. The Moose do not care if you are a Mason, and vice versa. Masons do not care if you're a Moose or anything like that. That being said, thank you for listening. I love being able to talk about this and tell you guys what's going on, but also that I'm able to spread some of this to my grandson as he grows up. I don't know if he will want to become a Mason. It may not be his cup of tea, but now he has a better opportunity than I did, and he has a path to that, and someone that he can come and talk to and ask some questions. And again, even though he's my grandson, I am not able to tell him the secrets. I can tell him the basic information. He's going to get the same information you guys get. You're not getting anything more or less out of me than that. It's supposed to be really hot today. I think it's supposed to be 88, 90 degrees. But anyway, I'm getting off subject. Hey, I enjoyed talking to you guys today. Until next time. and you know there will be a next time. I'm out.